echoed through our family's expansive living room. "We can't have you embarrassing us anymore, Alexandra." I stood there, clutching my laptop bag. The same bag that contained contracts worth millions, not that they knew that. At 26, I was supposedly a failed entrepreneur in my family's eyes, working from home on my little online business, while my younger sister Jennifer climbed the corporate ladder at our father's company, Mitchell Industries. "Dad, if you just let me explain what I'm working on, dash." "Enough," he cut me off, adjusting his expensive tie. "Jennifer is already a vice president at Mitchell Industries. Your cousin James just made partner at his law firm. And you sit in your room all day doing God knows what on your computer." My stepmother, Eleanor, perched elegantly on their Italian leather sofa, added her usual venom. "Really, Alexandra, it's embarrassing when people ask what you do." "Oh, she works from home," she mimicked with a cruel laugh. "The neighbors must think you're selling pyramid scheme products." If they only knew that my little online business was actually Nova Technologies, one of the fastest-growing real estate investment platforms in the country. I developed an AI algorithm that could predict property values and market trends with unprecedented accuracy. But I'd kept my success hidden, operating under a corporate umbrella that concealed my identity as founder and CEO. "Fine," I said quietly. "I'll be gone in a week. And don't expect any help," my father added. "It's time you learned about the real world." The real world. I almost laughed. My company had just closed a deal worth $300 million last week, acquiring prime real estate across 3 major cities. But they were so caught up in their narrow view of success, corner offices, corporate titles, country club memberships, that they couldn't see beyond their own prejudices. Jennifer chose that moment to sweep in, dressed in her designer suit, fresh from her executive meeting. "Oh, is Alex finally moving out? Thank God. It's so awkward telling my colleagues my sister is. Well, you know." I gathered my things, heading to my room to pack. As I walked out, I heard Eleanor saying, "Maybe this will finally force her to get a real job. Mitchell Industries is expanding their administrative department." That night, as I packed my belongings into boxes, my phone buzzed with a notification from our AI system. Mitchell Industries' office building, a premium property in downtown Seattle, had just been listed for sale. The current owner, a real estate investment trust, was quietly looking for buyers. I sat on my bed, a slow smile spreading across my face. My father's company had been leasing that building for 20 years. It was their headquarters, their pride and joy, the symbol of Mitchell Industries' success. Opening my laptop, I began typing an email to my CEO. Time to make a move. Target, Westbrook Tower. Current occupant, Mitchell Industries. Let's make this happen quietly. What my family didn't know was that their perfect world was about to be shaken to its core, and their unsuccessful daughter would be the one doing the shaking. "Sarah," I spoke into my phone, calling my executive assistant, "schedule a meeting with the REIT managers first thing tomorrow. And one more thing, make sure all negotiations are done through our shell company. No one can know Nova Technologies is involved." As I continued packing, I thought about my mother, my real mother, who died when I was 12. She'd always encouraged my interest in technology and business, unlike Eleanor, who'd swept in with her corporate wife persona and proper career expectations. "Just watch, Mom," I whispered to her photo on my nightstand. "They're about to learn what real success looks like." Little did my family know their decision to kick me out would trigger a chain of events that would change everything. 1 week later, I was settled into my real home, a penthouse apartment that I'd kept secret from my family for the past 2 years. From my floor-to-ceiling windows, I could actually see Westbrook Tower, where Mitchell Industries occupied the top 10 floors. "The REIT has accepted our offer," Sarah reported during our morning briefing. $45 million for Westbrook Tower, all cash. They're particularly interested in our quick closing timeline. I nodded, watching my father's company logo gleaming in the morning sun. "And the shell company structure is secure?" "Absolutely. As far as anyone knows, Atlas Property Holdings is making the purchase. No connection to Nova Technologies or you personally." My phone buzzed, a text from Jennifer. "Hope you're enjoying your new independent life. Dad's in a great mood today. Just announced Mitchell Industries is expanding, taking over 2 more floors in the building." I smiled at the irony. My father was planning an expansion in a building he wouldn't be occupying much longer. Ms. Parker, my CFO David called from the conference room. The Mitchell Industries lease analysis is ready. I joined my executive team, all of whom had been carefully selected for their discretion and brilliance. On the screen was a detailed breakdown of Mitchell Industries' lease agreement. Their lease expires in 3 months, David explained. According to market research, they've never even considered moving. They've been telling investors that their prime location is a key part of their corporate identity. Perfect, I said, pulling up our renovation plans. Begin the notification process. Let's make this official. Later that day, as I was reviewing acquisition documents, my phone lit up with a call from Eleanor. Alexandra, she said, her voice sickly sweet. We haven't heard from you since you left. Your father and I were thinking, perhaps you'd like to interview for an entry-level position at Mitchell Industries? Jennifer could put in a good word. No thank you, I replied calmly. I'm doing quite well with my own business. She sighed dramatically. Still playing entrepreneur? Really, Alexandra, it's time to grow up. Do you know how embarrassing it is when people ask about you? I imagine you'll find out soon enough, I murmured. What was that? Nothing. I have to go, Eleanor. Business calls. The next morning, Mitchell Industries received their official notice. Westbrook Tower had been sold. All existing leases would be reviewed by the new owners. I watched through our security feeds as the notice was delivered to my father's office. His face turned red as he read it, immediately calling for an emergency executive meeting. Sarah, I called through the intercom. I think it's time to schedule a meeting with Mitchell Industries' executive team. Let's introduce ourselves as the new landlords. Of course, she replied. Should I prepare the standard lease termination documents as well? Yes. And Sarah? Make sure the conference room has a clear view of their current offices. I want them to see what they're losing. That afternoon, my father's panicked voice filled our surveillance feeds as he addressed his executive team. We've built our reputation around this location. We can't move. Do you know how many clients associate us with this building? Jennifer's voice chimed in. Daddy, can't we just negotiate with the new owners? Atlas Holdings isn't responding to our calls, someone else reported. All we know is they want to meet next week to discuss the lease situation. If they only knew that their unsuccessful daughter was orchestrating it all from her office just a few blocks away. What happened in that meeting would become corporate legend, but first I had one more card to play. The day of the meeting arrived, and I watched through the security cameras as Mitchell Industries' executive team filed into our ground floor conference room. My father led the group, looking uncharacteristically nervous. Jennifer followed, clutching a folder of what I assumed were desperate counterproposals. Eleanor had insisted on coming too, probably hoping to charm the new owners. Atlas Holdings representatives will be here shortly, Sarah informed them, serving coffee with the same professional courtesy she showed everyone regardless of who they were. At exactly 10 a.m., I entered through the private elevator, dressed in a custom-made black Armani suit. My executive team followed, each carrying tablets with our comprehensive plans for Westbrook Tower. The moment I walked in, the color drained from my father's face. Jennifer's coffee cup clattered against its saucer. Eleanor's perfectly maintained facade cracked. Hello, Father, I said calmly, taking my seat at the head of the table. Surprised to see your unsuccessful daughter? Alexandra, he stammered. What are you doing here? I'm here representing Atlas Holdings, I smiled, opening my tablet. Or more accurately, Nova Technologies, which owns Atlas Holdings. We recently acquired this building for $45 million. Impossible, Jennifer burst out. You work from home. You're nobody. Actually, Sarah interjected, distributing folders to everyone. Ms. Alexandra Parker is the founder and CEO of Nova Technologies, currently valued at $2.1 billion. Our AI-driven real estate platform has revolutionized property investment across North America. Eleanor's hands shook as she opened the folder, staring at press clippings and financial reports about my company's meteoric rise. Now, I continued, about your lease. As you know, it expires in 3 months. We've decided not to renew it. You can't do this, my father finally found his voice. This building is part of Mitchell Industries' identity. Just like being successful was part of your family's identity? I countered. Funny how things change. We'll pay double the current rent, Jennifer offered desperately. This isn't about money, I said. This is about learning that success doesn't always look the way you think it should. While you were mocking my little online business, I was building an empire. While you were embarrassed by me working from home, I was developing technology that's transformed an entire industry. But, where will we go? Eleanor asked, her voice small. Oh, I have a suggestion, I smiled, pulling up another document. Nova Technologies owns several other properties in the city. There's a lovely space available in the business district, on the second floor of a shared office building. My father's face turned purple. The second floor? We're a prestigious company. We need dash. You need to learn humility, I cut him off. Just like I learned it when you kicked me out for not meeting your standards of success. Standing up, I gathered my things. You have 3 months to vacate. Our team will assist with your relocation to the new space, if you choose to take it. If not, well, commercial real estate is quite tight in Seattle these days. As I turned to leave, Jennifer called out, Alex, wait. We're family. I paused at the door. Family? Family supports each other. Family sees potential, not just appearances. You stopped being family the moment you decided I was an embarrassment. That evening, as I stood in my penthouse office watching the sun set behind Westbrook Tower, Sarah brought in a bottle of champagne. Your father's been calling non-stop, she reported. He's offered to make you a partner at Mitchell Industries. I laughed. Tell him I'm not interested in partnering with a second-floor company. 3 months later, I watched from my window as Mitchell Industries moved out of Westbrook Tower. Their prestigious logo came down, replaced by Nova Technologies' rising phoenix emblem. My phone buzzed with a text from my father. I was wrong. You're not an embarrassment, you're brilliant. Can we talk? I typed back a simple response. My assistant will schedule you in. I have an opening next month, in my new office on the top floor. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't just buying someone's building, it's showing them that success comes in many forms.